Wait, so you said part 2
Well,
to Deathly Hallows?
yeah.
What is wrong with
I know, I mean...
What?
Hi, I'm Katie.
Hi, I'm Abby.
Hi, I'm Hannah.
And we are
The Davenport Pack. I've missed doing that.
So nice.
I know, family reunited at last.
I know.
Yes.
It's been a long time since we've been together. Since what?
August.
August?
Yeah.
It was like the week before I started back.
Yeah, and same for me.
And I went to uni,
She went
so...
to uni. Well, she was also in Florida.
Oh yeah, Florida, that was...
Disneyland.
Isn't she lucky?
Yeah.
Some of us aren't.
It was great.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we doing today?
We are doing a Harry Potter ranking video, and at the end we're going to be discussing a bit on the Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah.
But for the Harry Potter, we're going to be ranking our favourites in order.
Yeah, so books and movies.
Books and movies. So
Are we
this
doing
is
like a
just
separate order?
no,
Separate ranking?
just
or like...
all together. So overall, what's the favourites?
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So who wants to start?
You can start kidding.
Well, we start with our number, like our number 8. Like,
Yeah.
That's our least favourite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this, because obviously there's 8 films, there's 8. Okay, so my number 8 is Order of the Phoenix. And I am really passionate about the fact that I hate this movie because it is the worst one.
Mine is also Order of the Phoenix.
What about you, Hannah?
Mine was also Order of the Phoenix.
What's it say? Oh my god, say like triplets, okay,
Yeah.
right? So I despise this film because of Umbridge. That's like one
yeah.
thing that
Yeah.
I absolutely hate about this film is Umbridge. I love Imelda Staunton. I think she plays the character brilliantly,
Yes.
but I hate the character.
Yeah.
Because she's just so...
She's horrible.
She's just, no. I honestly think she is worse than Voldemort.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
fact.
Like
Everyone
she is
agrees
just
with that.
Like I know
worse. Like, there's
Voldemort
no-
killed a lot of people, but still,
Yeah.
like she for like
She
no
tortures
reason,
children.
She legit made Harry write with a quill that embedded
Into
I
his
must
skin.
not into
Yeah.
his skin. I must not tell lies. What fucking psychopath does that? At least Voldemort
Granted,
waited until Harry finished school.
Granted,
Come
though,
on.
I love the way Harry comes back at her at the end.
Yes.
It's like, no, Professor, I must not tell lies.
That is such a good
And
comeback.
isn't
Like,
it in
that
the
was a good
book? I
comeback.
forget if this is in the book or if this is something I've just seen. Is that McGonagall tells Potter to have a biscuit after
Yes,
he told
yes,
off
that's
Umbridge.
the-
Yeah, here she goes, Potter, have a biscuit. Yeah.
I know. I wish that had been in the movie. That would have been amazing.
Yeah.
Oh.
I am also, like, I really love the way Fred and George, like, snap back at her towards the end
Yeah.
of the fireworks scene.
Yeah.
But I do miss Peeves.
Yeah.
Peeves is in the book, he's a poltergeist.
And the fact that he's not in any of the films at all
Yeah.
makes me angry. The reason why it's not my favourite, the thing is I don't hate it. It's not that I hate the film or the book. It's just the same as Kitty, Umbridge, and also because there's not a lot of my favourites
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
And for me, if there had been like more Peeves or maybe just more, I think it's just you always want more when it comes to your favourite books. Because I read the books before I watched the films, which is, you know, a lot of people say don't do that, but that was before the films came out, so sorry.
And then, like, also the 5th one is very sad for all of us because of the end. Because...
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
also, I also don't like it because, spoiler alert, if you haven't read or watched the films,
I feel like everyone
do
has.
it, don't watch this.
Yeah.
Sirius dies, and obviously
That's honestly a tragic.
Like,
it is.
I
I
know.
mean, it's not
It's
as tragic
like,
as
even-
Fred's,
like,
but
like even
still.
in the
Yeah,
movie,
that's-
it's like
that's
it's like I read a thing. It was like apparently that like crying bit with Daniel in the movie was real.
Yeah.
Like that's
yeah.
because it was that heartbreaking to.
But I think it would have been heartbreaking
Yeah.
because, like,
I mean,
That's
if you
like-
grow up playing a character, you're obviously going to get invested in them and how they feel. So obviously,
Yeah.
for me, if I was him, I would be sobbing too.
Yeah.
but also like the character. I'm sure like him, like Daniel Radcliffe himself, with like all of the cast, like you grew a bond. So whenever
Yeah,
like
and with
one
Gary
character
Oldman
is
too.
whenever Gary Oldman is like no longer going to be in the films until
You're
like,
like-
a sneaky bit at the end of like the
Yeah.
8th one, you're like like oh my god, like that's so tragic. Like
Yeah.
he like
Yeah.
I'm not going to see him for like 4 years. It's quite sad.
It really is.
Number 7.
This is where we're all gonna
Do you
start
want to start
disagreeing.
number 7?
Okay, so for number 7, I put Half Blood Prince.
What did you put?
Chamber of Secrets.
Mine was also Half-Blood Prince. And honestly, the rest of these, they just weren't my favourite. And like I preferred other ones to them. But like, no, the Order of the Phoenix was last no matter what. But Half-Blood Prince, that was just where it fell. I just, obviously, and I'm actually surprised it's so low down on my list. Because I love the scene in it. And you find out more about, obviously, Dumbledore. You find out...
Snape.
Like obviously like Dumbledore's death. You at that point, it's at that point in the series that you're like, oh my god, Snape is just a douchebag. Like you really want to just stab Snape.
Yeah.
You want to actually be a wizard so that you can find him and
To be honest,
kill him with a
I
killing
always
curse.
wanted to hurt. I always wanted to hurt Snape just because of the way he treated kids, because he's an absolute dick. But then again, like
I think
obviously,
that he had
Yeah.
to portray his character that way. He
yeah,
had to portray that he was the villain so that people would actually believe that he was on Voldemort's
Yeah,
side.
yeah.
exactly.
So I don't think if he had been like not like if he hadn't been a spy, I feel like he actually would have been a good teacher.
I mean, he was a good teacher. He
but-
was a good teacher though,
Yeah.
because in the Half-Blood Prince, like it shows that he was the one that wrote in Harry's book for potions. And the thing is, if you recognise this, Snape was the one. He didn't make the students read from the book. He made them take down notes from him. And if you think about it, Hermione did so well in potions with him, but when it came to Slughorn and she was doing it from the book, she wasn't doing as well as she would.
Yeah, I kind of liked that
Yeah.
that insight into Hermione. Though, like she was
Yeah.
frustrated because she wasn't top of the
Yeah,
class.
and then if you like, and I think that's where you can kind of see that like if people think Hermione's such a know-it-all, it's not that she's a know-it-all, it's just that she's smart. And I feel like if she wasn't the way she was, I wouldn't like her as much.
Yeah.
I think it's the same with a lot of characters. And by the way, the reason why I like the Chamber of Secret is so low on my list isn't because I hate the book or because I hate the movie. It's just not my favourite, and I think because it's the longest film in the franchise and it tried to fit so much in it, but they didn't do it in the way where I wanted them to.
yeah,
Like, they
I
tried
can
to
agree with
fit
that.
a lot of stuff into it and it just wasn't working for me. If they had
Yeah.
done it in a
Yeah.
way, like it's slightly darker than the first film, which I like.
Yeah, but I think that's
Yeah.
the thing that I think everyone really enjoys is because the first film is so homely
Yeah.
and it's like
Yeah.
it's like the really nice introduction to the storylines,
Yeah.
and then it just goes boom. We're just gonna slash everyone.
Yeah,
People
like
are gonna
I
die
like the
from here on
realization of
in.
Dobby. I like the
Yes.
realization of Dobby. That I love that.
Yeah.
I can only picture Dobby as that, nothing else.
I love it.
Yeah.
Dobby, yeah.
Dobby's
I don't
great.
Yeah.
think Chamber of Secrets would have been as good without
Yeah.
Dobby.
Also,
It wouldn't have been.
I feel like they do so well defining the issues of the Wizarding World to do with like purebloods, half-bloods, Muggleborns.
Yeah, because
I like the way they do the issues there.
that's
So
whenever-
that stuff I like about it. It's
Yeah.
just it's not my absolute favourite.
Yeah.
Is that the one whenever Draco calls Hermione a mudblood?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it does so well in kind of, especially with the bit at the end with Tom Riddle kind of talking about his father, like his muggle. He
Yeah.
didn't want the same name as him, that's why he changed his name, and you can kind of see.
I think Chamber of Secrets was the one that gave you more of an insight into
Yeah.
Voldemort,
Which is that's
and
what I
why
liked
he
about
was
it.
so
Yeah.
evil.
Yeah.
Which is what I liked about it, but it's just, personal opinion, not favourite.
What about you, Hannah? Any particular reason why you put a Half-Blood Prince there?
I don't know. I just like plot-wise in it. I just I didn't really enjoy it as much as the
Yeah.
others.
Yeah.
I don't know I think Harry just really annoyed me in it. I don't know why.
Yeah, like
just
he
really annoyed me.
he was very stuck up, I think, in it.
Yeah.
But
No, I didn't think he was stuck up. I just think that he just didn't, he thought he knew everything. But then I understand why, because not many adults, when they in Philosopher's Stone, not many adults listen to them, and so I think once that
Yeah.
you get that rejection and not people listening to you, you kind of feel like you can just do stuff on your own. And I think because he was so kept in the dark, which he was kept in the dark for a good reason, because he was connected to Voldemort, and if Voldemort hadn't known all the plans that he knew,
yeah.
then that could have really done damage. But I feel like
Yeah, because
he was being isolated.
The Legilimens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, two parts I really like in Half-Blood Prince is A, Ron under the love spell, and B,
when he almost
Harry
dies.
Harry has the liquid luck.
Oh, see
yeah.
whenever he does take the liquid luck and he goes Aragog's death. Like, it's one of those
Yeah.
things. I know my favourite bit in the entire film is whenever Slughorn is at Aragog's like funeral with
Yeah.
Hagrid and Harry,
Yeah.
and he goes to take some of the venom and he breaks the the arm over it, whatever it is, and he goes and he just drops it like.
Those are great though. But yeah, I don't know. Half-Blood Prince just didn't appeal to me as much.
Yeah, no, it's just not there. It's
Yeah.
not, it would not be.
That's
one
why
of
it's the next one after this one. And it's the same reasons for me.
Yeah, no,
it's
yeah.
the third. It's like number 6 for me.
See, my number 6 is Chamber of Secrets.
My number 6 is Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Oh,
really?
my number 5 is definitely Hallows Part 1.
Wait, hold on, we'll get to that in a minute, okay?
I know,
right,
sorry.
hold on, wait, so number 6, right? My reason for Chamber of Secrets being number 6, right? I preferred it to Half-Blood Prince, because of Dobby and
Yeah.
more of the characters, but I didn't like that they left out, in the books, it's Sir Nicholas's death day on Valentine's Day,
Yes.
and Lockhart, he has this whole Valentine's like party in the hall.
Yes.
And Harry,
Also-
Hermione and Ron end up going to the death day instead, and they skipped that entire thing out of the film.
Also, I did not like the way they did not put in, because there's like a thing in the book where Lockhart has like little, what are they called? Little, I was gonna say gremlins, they're not gremlins. Like little things dressed up as Cupid going around giving people like Valentine's Day, like kind of like cards and stuff, and like there's a bit where like I think the little thing, I don't know what it's called, but like kicks Harry to give him Ginny's like love letter and stuff, and and like wee poem and stuff, and it's.
I will say, I love in Chamber of Secrets, like you're obviously then introduced to Fawkes.
Yeah.
And you do learn more about Dumbledore actually, which is quite weird, because you learn that he has always had this Phoenix, and we'll get more onto this specific
Later
thing
on.
later on. But yeah, no, I like that you learn more about Dumbledore, and
Yeah.
like obviously Dobby gets freed.
Yeah.
Great, like that's just a good scene. It's especially, I love the bit whenever Malfoy at the end. Oh, it's great. And Dobby like full on like smashes him like into the floor, and you're like,
It's like Dobby is a free elf.
Dobby will always be a free elf.
Yeah.
Like the beat.
So that's Chamber of Secrets for you, and what was my one? Oh yeah.
Half-Blood Prince.
Half-Blood Prince. So mine's basically the same reasons as everybody else. There wasn't as much in there as I wanted it, and it just wasn't. Obviously it's never going to be done the way you want it to be, and obviously that's just a personal opinion for me. I just think the way some things were done and what some things weren't added in, or some things that were added in just weren't done the way I wanted them to.
Yeah.
So that's just mine. What
I
about you,
think
Hannah?
the main thing is that they didn't include everything in, and it's kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, they can't include everything
I know.
into the movies,
It'd
but like
be
it
such
would
a
be
long
good if they
movie.
did. Like there were
I
some
mean, I'd
things that
like
were-
it, but
Yeah, honestly, I'd watch it. Like I've watched 3-hour-long films before. Let's go.
yeah. Like I once watched a foreign film that was like legit 2 hours, and I was there for it. I was like, yes.
Let's go.
Let's go subtitles.
Let me just read this and nothing else for the next 2 hours. Wait, so you said Deathly Hallows part 2 or part 1?
One.
Part 1.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
like main thing is it's a part 1. Like it's not. It's like it's gonna
It's
be
not the
start
most
off slow,
important.
Yeah.
and it's just like not the like most intriguing, like interesting things happen in it, because you're like
Yeah.
waiting for the big like fight or whatever
Mhm.
between Harry and Voldemort, and then like it just obviously like it doesn't happen because it's gonna happen in part 2, and then
Yeah.
obviously there's at the end of what happens at part 1, which just saddens me.
Yeah.
It's the death
Yeah.
of Dobby,
Oh,
and it's heartbreaking.
it is heartbreaking.
It is.
Like it's one of those things you watch. I still
Yeah.
watch it. Like what, 4 years later or something like that, and I
And still cry.
Yeah, like
But my Deathly Hallows part 1 is actually number 5
Oh.
or 4.
Yeah.
really?
No, 5.
Mine's number
5.
Deathly Hallows
That's
part
quite-
1 is
that's
number
quite-
5 for me.
Yeah. I just I don't know.
I think there were just the reason I think it's so far down. I actually originally had it higher up whenever I was
Yeah.
making the list,
So
but I think it's so far low down because I realised that like I prefer some other films like more
Yeah.
than it.
because I think it's
Yeah.
just a sluggish film adaptation of it.
But I'm actually really surprised I put it below Prisoner of Azkaban. Like, what am I on? Like, I'm sorry, but I'm not even really that excited about about Prisoner of Azkaban. So why is it? I don't know what I've done there.
To be honest, I think the reason I didn't really like Deathly Hallows Part 1 is because it was just kind of like, I know it's kind of that way in the book as well, but it's just kind of Harry, Ron, and Hermione just blindly, with no, like, it's a directionless hunt for the Horcruxes. From like, it's just
I know
one. I mean, the locations are gorgeous of where they go to,
Yeah.
but it's just one location after the other,
Yeah.
and it's not really that entertaining.
Wait, what's your number 5?
And the character conflict, by the way.
Number 5.
Sickens me.
Yeah, number 5 is Chamber of Secrets. For basically the same.
yeah,
yeah.
similar kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, right, that's what I was going to say. I realised why part 1 is so far down. It really bugged me that they didn't include this, that they actually deleted the scene. Dudley's goodbye to Harry.
Yes, I always wanted that.
Because
I feel like
I think throughout the entire thing you hate Dudley and the Dursleys,
Yeah.
and then but
You
in
want
the book, even Petunia, she like goes to look back at Harry in the book, as like she feels sorry for him. But
Yeah.
I believe that it's because he's a Horcrux. I believe that deep down they did actually care about him in a way.
Well,
But feel
I don't believe Vernon ever did.
No, not
No.
Vernon. But I think Petunia would have
Oh, yeah.
felt something because obviously it was her sister.
Yeah.
And there was even that deleted scene where she was like, "You didn't just lose a mother, I lost a sister too."
Yeah. And I feel like that's why Deathly Hallows is lower than Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yeah.
Fair
I
enough.
feel like that's why that's there on my list.
Like, I also feel like if the film, like, I know it would be hard to make the film as a whole, but I think it would have worked beautifully as a whole, because I would have stayed in that theatre and watched however long it was.
Yeah, just to get
I think just
everything
because it cuts off in half, and I'm just like, I want to be a whole.
Yeah.
Like also the George's
animated
ear.
yeah.
When he loses his
Yeah.
ear, I was like,
The animated version of like the Deathly Hallows, I really liked though, like the way they did the whole animation of
the
Deathly Hallows, the
yeah.
story.
Oh yeah, I did like that. That was
And like
pretty
I
good.
love it how it kind of shows like kids with the world on their shoulder as well, with
Yeah.
Harry, Ron, and Hermione
Yeah.
kind of like going this adventure alone, and also Harry and Hermione's wee dance, that was cute.
oh my god, yeah, in the 10.
Yeah.
Oh my god, right. I swear so many people think that scene is creepy, that is weird, but I'm like, they're like best friends.
they're
Yeah.
kind
And
of like
Ron
a
has
brother and
just
sister.
left, Ron has abandoned them.
Yeah, they
he's
need
trying
each
to
other.
cheer her up. Like, actually
Yeah.
they're going, would you not want someone to dance with you to a random song on the radio? Like, yes, let's go. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Does she smile? Yes,
Yes.
mission accomplished. Like, honestly, I think there are some scenes in Deathly Hallows Part 1 that are just really cute.
Yeah.
You just sit there and you go, oh my god, oh wait, Hedwig and Moody die in Deathly Hallows Part 1.
That's
Spoiler!
that hurts me.
That hurt.
There's too many
right
here.
There's
To
too
be
many
fair,
deaths.
I think they glossed over Moody's death.
They really
Yeah.
did.
It was just Mad Eye's dead. Thanks, Bill. They really glossed over.
I also
her.
love how Bill is played by Mad Eye Moody's son.
Yeah.
I know. Oh my god, wait, no, but
That's
honestly,
great.
I think in that moment he would have had to picture his dad dead.
I know.
Like, because, like, how else would you envision him dying? Like, you would have had to be like, yeah, no, like, Mad Eye's dead. Like in that moment, you would have been like, my dad is dead. Like, God.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Awful.
And then obviously Hedwig.
It's too sad.
I think
I know.
Hedwig's death was sad, but I think they could have like focused on it a bit more. If that
Yeah,
makes
I know,
sense.
because it was kind of like the loss of Harry's innocence.
It was just all you seen was Harry yell no. I was like, Hedwig was beside you the entire for like 7 years. Like, what happened to the love you had for Hedwig? I would have been bawling.
I would have wanted it to be where Hedwig dies and all you see is like a lifeless body just slowly, like slow motion
focusing
falling.
on it, but
and him
he's hit
screaming.
and then he like falls
Yeah.
and you're like, oh well. Alright.
Like I
I
can't.
know.
It's like-
It was sad. It's
heartbreaking.
It was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Number 4. Mine is Prisoner of Azkaban. What's yours?
I had a toss up between Prisoner of Azkaban and Goblet of Fire, and I did end up coming down to Prisoner of Azkaban.
Alright.
Okay. I also put Prisoner of Azkaban.
Oh, good. Okay, we agree. Number 4. Right. And it was a good movie. Okay.
It was.
It was good. There are some good aspects in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Sirius Black.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
Obviously, he's like, because at that point, like, I think the first half of the movie, you think he's actually a psycho, and then this is the second half, you're like, who's this guy? Like, who, like,
I'll be honest, when I first, obviously when you read the book you obviously know, but even like if I hadn't read the book, I always had a feeling while reading the book that Sirius wasn't a bad guy, because I kind of felt like we're focusing on this guy.
yeah, like,
Why?
why?
Yeah.
Like,
Why
if he's a
focusing-
psycho,
yeah.
okay, he's a psycho. Like, he's
why are
a
we
mental
focusing
patient, like-
so much on this? And then as you go through it, you kind of think, oh, maybe we're focusing on it maybe because he was their friend. It's a betrayal. But then
Yeah.
you start hearing about Peter Pettigrew. Why is he so significant in it?
Yeah,
Why is
I
he?
think it's whenever you see
Mhm.
on the Marauders map, and I
Yeah.
love the way they included
Peter
the Marauders
Pettigrew.
map. When you
That's
see
when
him,
I instantly
that's when you go, hold on a minute, Peter Pettigrew's a dead man.
Why is he there? And then Harry's going, maybe the map's broken. You can't break the map. It's magic.
Yeah, and then I think also like you realise through the film that Remus is one of the Marauders. 'Cause you're
Remus,
like,
yeah.
how does he know about this? How does he know about this map? Like, and it's then that you realise you're like, oh,
Hello, Winnie.
Although I loved the way they
Oh, the
they-
hippogriff scene, by the way.
yeah, the
Yeah.
hippogriff scene. Oh my god, Draco being a little bitch.
I
Like,
love
no, my favourite.
Oh,
when
wait.
Hermione punches
Punches him
Draco
in
in
the
the
face.
face.
That's
I'm like, yes,
that's literally
Hermione.
To be fair though, I loved the way, right, the first half of the film was them like, and you see like they figure out that Peter Pettigrew is actually the one that like gave up the location
Yeah.
for the Potter family and all that, and then it's the time turner bit.
Yeah.
I think that was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, like that's genius. Like, how
Yeah.
did J.K. Rowling
Yeah.
herself come up with this? Like, like, I mean, it's just so
Yeah.
good. You sit there and you go, they just went back in time, and then you realise, like,
Time travel.
you're like, oh my god, that like weird stone thing came from the pumpkins, and that was Hermione throwing that at
like,
that
yeah,
Harry's head,
all
and you're like,
fits.
oh my god, it all makes sense now. And then you're like, oh my god, how did Buckbeak get away? And then you're like, oh my god, that makes
When you
that's
think
what
Buckbeak
it is.
really died, but he didn't.
And
Yeah.
it's such a relief though, because like I couldn't deal.
And then he becomes
I know.
Witherwings, and he's Witherwings in the books, but they never mention
Yeah,
it. He's
no.
never in it again after. But he's in Order of the Phoenix.
Yeah, because he's
He's
in Sirius's
He's in
house.
Sirius's house. He's in like
No,
a room.
room.
He has his own room.
No, what?
That is,
Wait, it's not in which book is this in, or which film is it in? No, it's not in the films, but it's in a book. I don't know which book, but it's where Molly goes into a room and a boggart pops out when they're doing
Oh,
cleaning,
Order of
and
Phoenix.
it shows all of her dead children.
Yeah.
And I was like, I
I
wish
forgot
they
about
had
that,
put that
actually.
in it. I wish they had
Yeah,
put
no,
that in
it's
it.
it's actually shocking when you read it. You go and you're like,
I'm starting to cry now about it. I'm like,
Abby.
getting
we
emotional.
haven't got to the really depressing bits yet.
I know. No, but yeah, I'm the same with Prisoner of Azkaban. Like all of like there was a lot of stuff that I did like about it, and like I really liked about it. But then I think because I don't know, it's just there's something about it that doesn't make it my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
I think it's just like some stuff is missing from it.
Yeah, it's just not as good as some of the other ones.
Yeah.
Like even my favourite, which we'll get on to later,
Yeah.
but like even my favourite one, they haven't included everything in it.
Yeah.
And I feel like if they included everything in all
Yeah.
the films, it would be impossible to pick one.
Yeah,
that's true.
because I feel like I feel like a lot of moments that they didn't pick, some of them which aren't even favourites of mine, I still want to be in it because
Yeah.
I feel like it adds so much more to it and adds so much more to the magic of the world and to the kind of
Yeah.
like just the love that you have for the books.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just really annoying that we can't, like, you
Yeah.
can't do that. Like, because, like, if you did that, I'd probably, like, because isn't, like, all of the Harry Potter series together, like, movie-wise, 19 hours or
It's
something?
yeah, it's like
So
19 hours
imagine
and
all the
40
books.
Bitch, I would
It'd be, like,
binge.
5 days.
Yeah, no, like, I just want to point out, I also wrote down a quote for Prisoner of Azkaban. It's one of my favourite ones. It's one that
Yes.
Sirius says. Sorry, just a piece of rubbish fell on me.
It's our reunion today.
Yeah,
we
this
had
is
a lot of
yeah.
snacks for Christmas.
But the quote that I have done here is, "The ones that love us never really leave us." That is
Yeah.
actually the most heartfelt quote in that entire film.
That's
That is so beautiful.
I see what you
That's
put down
so
there as
good.
well for Fred and George. Fred and George in this for me were really funny.
Oh,
Wait,
where's it?
and-
Oh yeah, oh my god, Fred and George were amazing
I
with the
know.
extendable ears. Like,
Yes.
oh, I loved them.
Wait, that was not
that was-
Prisoner of Azkaban. That was in
Order
Order
of
of the Phoenix.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
no,
good.
but Fred and George when they take Harry in the snow and
Yes,
they bring back and they
yes,
give
yeah.
him the Marauders map.
It's great.
Could you
It's funny
imagine
though, 'cause
Fred being dead, meeting Harry's parents and meeting and just being like, oh, that little shit, why did he never tell me?
I'm sure it would be so funny. They're like, I wonder if like Fred and George ever do find out like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
Marauders map is actually like
I know.
belonging to like Remus,
Yeah.
like Remus,
I know.
James, Peter, and Sirius.
Like, another thing I, like, read a post, it was, like Fred and George look at the Marauders map and see Peter Pettigrew, Ron sleeping with Peter Pettigrew. Don't question
They don't
anything.
question it. Or I once saw this thing and it's like George's ear is in like the afterlife with Fred, and like Fred just fully shouts into it and George just has a hard time, and I'm like, yeah.
Could you imagine if George heard? Could you imagine if George like just heard like
Fred's
Fred
voice.
going George like
George. You'd be like, I'm going.
That's emotional stuff there.
I know, we need to stop.
Oh wait, that's so weird. Whoa, oh, even that's creepy.
Okay.
Oh my god, wait, Professor Trelawney. I forgot about her in Order of the Phoenix.
Oh my god,
damn. I love the scene in Order of the Phoenix, by the way, when Dumbledore comes out and he's like
a boss.
yeah, he's
"Fuck
like,
off,
he's
bitch."
like, what does he say? He takes, he says, Minerva, please take Sybil back inside, and she's like, thank you, Dumbledore.
So
thank
cute.
you."
He's like, it's fine. And then like he just totally. But in Order of the Phoenix, my favorite bit is McGonagall versus Umbridge, and I'm like,
Yes.
Yes,
McGonagall.
my lord.
you know what I wish they had shown, which is McGonagall getting stunned, and I just want to be like, it took so many stuns to get her down,
Yeah,
because
she's a boss ass bitch. Let's just say it
Yes.
straight.
Okay, Hannah, what was your one?
Wait, what?
Oh wait, we all had Prisoner of Azkaban.
Oh,
from
did we?
before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so what's our
Number
third?
3.
We're getting there.
Number 3 is Goblet of Fire.
All right, Hannah.
My number 3 is Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Mine's Philosopher's Stone.
We've all kind of got different here.
I know.
It's the last 3. I think these are the last 3.
Yeah.
We've all got them in the wrong order.
Yes.
Right, well, my top 2 are just not Philosopher's Stone. Granted, I like that it's the introduction, but like I'm sorry, like it just wasn't my favorite. Like there's so much in it that I loved. Don't get me wrong, like the meaning behind Snape's first words to Harry,
Yeah.
saying that he regrets Lily's death and all that. Like
Yeah.
it's it is a very like it's full of depth and it's full of emotion, and you do understand more of it once you've watched them all and once you've read them. And I love like the Sorting Hat and the introduction to Diagon Alley and all that,
Yeah.
but it's just not my favourite.
I mean, fair enough.
Good point.
It's just won't be. It's just not happening.
The reason mine's Goblet of Fire is just because, I mean, I like it because it's kind of like the first big step like J.K. Rowling kind of takes for like a step towards adulthood for them, and I think the camera shut
Okay.
off. No, but basically, where did I leave off? Oh yeah, I definitely ship Hermione with
Victor.
anybody else other than Ron. I don't know. I just don't feel like they're good together. I mean, I feel like they're
Really?
better as friends than a relationship. I've just always felt that way. To be
Yeah.
honest, I would have preferred her with Fred, George. I would have preferred her with anybody. I preferred her with Snape. I preferred
No, my
I
thing
thought-
was in the books.
I prefer her with Draco.
Yeah, no, my thing
Oh,
was in
Draco.
the books. Ron and Hermione are not even really friends. Like Ron and Hermione, they hate each other.
Yeah.
Harry, not like. Granted, Harry's a bit like weird towards her in the beginning,
Yeah.
but like towards the middle, he's fine.
Yeah.
But yet Ron is just really snobbish around
Yeah,
her,
for
really
me-
annoying, and I'm like,
Ron always annoyed me because I felt like he just didn't get that. Harry didn't want all the stuff that he was being given. He didn't want the fame. He didn't want any of that. He just wanted as normal as he can get
Yeah.
life. He wanted his parents. He wanted all that stuff. But Ron was only too, like, especially when he didn't believe Harry.
Yeah,
when
he really
didn't-
annoyed me when he was
like when he was like, you just wanted the fame, you just wanted it, like that's why you put your name in. He can't put his fucking name in. He's not of age, and two, even if someone else put his name into it, they would get the aftermath of it, and he wouldn't be able to do it anyway.
I really want to know how Barty Crouch Jr. is able to do it, because he's the one that puts it in, because he admits it at the end. And I'm like, how does that happen?
Yeah.
Like, how does he put someone else's name in?
I
But
don't
maybe it's because he is of age, he can put the name in. But he did Polyjuice Potion.
Yeah.
Who knows? Wait, so you said part 2
Well,
to Deathly Hallows?
yeah.
What is wrong with
I
you?
know, I mean,
what? Granted, it's not like.
It's not my number 1, it's like my number 2, but still.
Yeah, like it's only one spot below.
I know, but like,
one of them's above Deathly Hallows that I wouldn't have put before, but now that I've thought about it, I'm like, oh, okay. But yeah, no, I love like Deathly Hallows, like the scene where like McGonagall and is it
Snape?
no
Wait, McGonagall
and the statues.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Right, that is my
I've always
favorite
wanted to
scene
do that.
in that
And-
film.
it's
Granted,
like,
I've
I
always
did
wanted to
put
use
I did
that
put
spell.
Deathly Hallows Part 2 as
And
number
then-
2 as well.
yeah.
But like,
and then Molly Weasley's like, not my daughter, you
bitch. Yeah, no, honestly, there were some amazing things.
They
Right.
are.
The one thing I will say, the reason why Deathly Hallows Part 2 is not my number 1
Yeah.
is because they didn't include Fred's death.
Yes.
And you don't see Remus and Lupin
Yeah.
die either. And I'm like,
Yeah.
why did they not include
Remus
that?
and Tonks. I
Oh,
think.
okay.
You said Remus and Lupin. I was like,
What is wrong with
no, but I
me?
totally agree with that. They didn't put Fred's death in. They didn't put Remus and Tonks' death in. And for me, they'd never even introduced Teddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
I know it. Was he even? Was
yeah,
he
no,
introduced?
he
in the
was
book?
he
Yeah.
was born, I think, at that
Yeah.
point,
And I
wasn't he?
Yeah, and
Because he's at Ted,
Yeah.
Ted Tonks' house.
And they
her
didn't
dad,
even introduce
her mum.
him at the end of the
Yeah,
film.
Yeah, no.
And he's just introduced randomly, like
Yeah.
And then
really
there's, like,
randomly.
And then I wish there was kind of maybe a scene. I know it wasn't in the book, but I wish there at least had been a scene added in where it's like Remus telling Harry he wants him to be Teddy's godfather, and then maybe handing
Yeah.
him, and then maybe Teddy being the metamorphosis that he is, just transforming into Harry.
Wow.
That'd be great.
But there are some that I
Yeah.
like. Honestly, that's literally the reason why it's not.
Yeah,
my
and
number
then
one.
another thing
Yeah.
is, and another thing I noticed at the end of the book, it's like the 19 years later bit, and like they're all staring at Harry, like what? Like Harry, Ron, and Hermione, and is his son, Ron's son Hugo.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
why is everyone staring at us? And Ron's like,
Because we're famous.
because I'm famous.
Because I'm famous.
That
Like,
was-
that would have been great to be
Yeah.
in the movie. I was like, oh.
And like for me, I think it was great, and I love it, and that's why it's at my number 2. But it just doesn't have it. There's some stuff that is missing from it. If they had had it in, I think I would have given it more, and I would have had it at my number 1. But
I honestly, I'm telling you now, it was really difficult to not put it at number 1 because you have so many like deaths. Like Harry
Yeah.
dies and comes
Yeah.
back, and you're
I
like,
know.
what? And then like obviously like so many characters die. Like you see Lavender die, and you go, oh my god, I forgot about her, but how sad.
Not
I
relevant.
mean, to be honest, didn't really care.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, but
true.
like you've obviously got like
Yeah.
the massive battle and like
Yeah.
the Acromantula,
Isn't it
the
Colin Creevy who
trolls.
dies?
Yeah, Colin Creevy
I know.
dies. I don't, or is it his brother?
Is it his brother?
What's his brother called? Colin and
Colin and
what's his name?
quick check.
Colin.
We're the worst
Colin.
Harry Potter fans ever.
Colin.
Dennis!
Dennis Creevy.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, no, but obviously Dennis isn't even in the films.
Mm.
That's another thing they left.
Oh,
out.
he died. Yeah, it was him. He died. The
Dennis.
second. No, his.
Oh, Colin.
Yeah, he died.
Oh,
at
7 May
16.
1998. Oh,
Yeah.
he's only 16. What else? Oh my god. Sorry, there was a hair on my thing. Ooh, Neville.
Oh, Neville,
Neville was a boss in that film. Like
I
he
know.
was, he
Love
was
Neville.
awesome. When he actually kills Nagini, everyone's like,
Yes.
yes, Neville,
Neville,
be the
get
hero
it
you
in."
are.
like his wee speech to Voldemort.
Oh, his speech
Oh,
is amazing.
it's like,
Do you know,
I know.
I really wish Draco.
Also, he
hadn't-
grew up hot.
Yes,
But I really wish Draco hadn't gone over.
You know what's so funny though? Like, do you know the scene in the movie where they hug? That wasn't like that wasn't planned.
That's funny.
So Tom's reaction to that is
It's
real.
real. Yeah,
Like,
no,
I know.
his hug is so weird. It's so uncomfortable.
It's
He's just like, just like, get off me, creep. What else? Oh my god, the room of requirement scene.
Yeah.
That's good. Wait, Neville's confession to Harry. He goes, have you seen Luna? I'm absolutely mad
Yes.
for her. Like,
Yes.
And obviously Ginny and Harry's like really awkward kiss. Like,
No, yeah, that's
know.
another thing. There wasn't really like enough Ginny Harry.
I know.
Yeah.
Enough like
I
yeah.
would have loved their
wasn't
love
it-
story to be established. Like, I know it wasn't I know the entire series isn't a love story, but I wish
Come on,
their
There
relationship
had been
had
more.
been.
Yeah, because I mean, there's not enough to say that they're in a relationship.
Yeah.
They've kissed a couple
I mean,
times.
they've never,
but, like,
I mean, they're not in a relationship. It's just they've been flirting with each other.
Yeah.
Also, can I say in Deathly Hallows Part 1, I love it when
Oh my god, we forgot
it's
about that
George.
scene.
It's George,
Oh
and
my
he's
God,
standing there just
kitchen.
Why did
going,
we forget that?
morning.
Lord. He's got a toothbrush in his ear. Like,
I know.
like, that's so funny to me. That's the one thing I always. How do we not remember that? Like,
I
that's something I
know.
always remember about those.
I think we just are remembering things as we
We're
go
like
on.
so eager to get to like the top ones. We're
Yeah.
just like
Okay, number 2. What's your number 2?
Well, we
Katie?
already said mine's Deathly Hallows Part 1. So is yours.
Yes, it's mine.
Alright,
Part
guys.
one?
You mean
Part
Part
two.
2? Maybe.
Yeah.
mine was Goblet of Fire. basically for the reasons you said earlier.
Yeah.
About Goblet of Fire.
Okay, right, so we kind of already mentioned them. So number ones.
Katie's looking at me like she knows.
Well, I haven't said mine yet. It's Philosopher's Stone, and I'll let you say yours.
Mine's Philosopher's Stone.
And yours.
And
is-
mine's Goblet of Fire.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna have a rant about this because here's why. Okay, so obviously you've got Rita Skeeter, the absolute bitch herself, but like, hello, she's
Yes,
amazing.
love it.
Hello, Cedric Diggory is fucking amazing. You've got dragons in this
I
film.
prefer
people.
Robert
You
Pattinson
have
in this.
mermaids in this film.
What is this?
Hello, Moaning Myrtle is a boss in the bath scene. Like, let's be real, he doesn't
Yes,
watch that.
yes,
Okay, also, they have the Porkies.
yes.
Obviously,
Porkies.
the Tri-Wizard tournament.
yeah.
Like, you've also got the wizard, what do you call it? The Quidditch Cup.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Oh,
that
yeah.
sounds unbelievable.
Yeah.
Like, you
Yeah.
see Victor Crumb for the first time and you're like, ooh, he gets a job. What else? Oh my god, yeah, Fred and George are just absolute babes in this film. Whenever they make fun of the fact
Victor,
that Ron
I love
has
you.
to dance.
Victor, I do.
No, but you have, whenever they make fun of Ron when he
Yeah.
has to dance with McGonagall.
Oh,
And whenever
yeah.
you see
You're
Neville-
never gonna let him forget this, are
Yeah.
you? Never.
That's
whenever you
great.
see Neville practicing his dancing moves for Ginny.
Yes.
Like, there's so many things that happen in this movie that you just love. Like, Barty Crouch is killed. Obviously, you got Mad Eye.
Yeah.
And obviously, Mad Eye isn't Mad Eye.
Ace Buddy Chris Jr.
And then you've also got the Pensieve.
Yes.
The instruction
yeah.
Pensieve. Like, excuse me, people are like, how is this not your favorite movie? Like
Like,
what?
no, I just would like, I don't know. Part of me is still kind of like, it's not my favorite. Just
Yeah.
like, because I feel like the focus, obviously they've like expanded more. It's not focused on just Hogwarts and
Yeah.
stuff. And I like,
Mm-hmm.
I get that. I think it's a good idea, but part of me is still kind of like, I don't know.
I'll explain my reasoning for Philosopher's Stone. For me, it was the first book I ever properly read, and I always and that was like during, and like I always keep reading that book because it starts me off on my journey with Harry Potter and the magic of just Hogwarts, and it helped me through a really, really hard time where I just was not in a good place. And the movie for me, I think it's just because it's the beginning. And the and the thing is, anytime I read a beginning of a book, sometimes the beginning is not always my favorite, but for me, even though they didn't have a lot of things I loved in it, and they didn't, and like obviously there was a few things missing from it, but I can make an exception because for me it's just my favorite. It's just it's one that I can never get tired of. I never get tired of any of them, but for me this one, I don't know, it just has a special place in my heart, and I just love it. And I like anytime. Thank you. I'm very good. No, but it just makes me like anytime I pick up the book, it's just like it feels like I'm home. Oh, stop! I'm gonna start crying. No,
Hogwarts is my home.
no, but it really is. It's just so magical when you first open it,
Yeah.
and honestly, like you start off with him, just like with Harry, just being not in a good place. Like also at the beginning, McGonagall as a cat, and then coming off the wall and being like, how'd you know? And then saying, don't leave him here with these psychos. If McGonagall hadn't been the mentor of this whole thing, I feel like if Harry grew up with McGonagall, he would be a boss ass wizard. Like no joke.
He'd be saucy.
Not only would he be badass, he'd be polite as well. The thing is, he would at age 11 he'd defeat Voldemort and still have time for tea with McGonagall with a biscuit. It's like mother, I just defeated the Dark Lord. Have a biscuit.
Have a biscuit, Potter. Here you go.
One thing as well, I like obviously like I'm gonna say it here because it's like the beginning,
Yeah.
like in the like Philosopher's Stone, like the movies, like they actually got like actors around the ages.
Yes.
Because a lot of movies they don't do that. Like an example,
Yeah.
Percy Jackson.
Although to be
Yeah.
fair, Draco Malfoy is like 5 years older
Is
than
he
all
not?
the
He's
other
like
But he looked
He's
it.
like 14 I think.
But
in
he
the film.
looked 11.
He
At
did
least
look
he
11.
looked it.
Yeah.
he pulls it off.
Yeah, he pulled it
Yeah.
off. Right. So my reason that I have said Goblet of Fire is because it's the first introduction to the really dark
Yeah.
side of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
So this is the first like main
Yeah.
like death that you see. Like Cedric like has just like
starts
he's
it
just,
off.
Yeah.
it shows that Voldemort has no emotion
Yeah.
towards killing people. Like he does it. It doesn't matter who it is, he just kills them. And like that, like you also like see the end, but I still cry when you see like Amos, and obviously Cedric is lying on the floor and Harry's
Yeah.
crying. He's
Yeah,
so
Harry's just
upset.
distraught.
And it's at that point when everyone realises, everyone's like, oh my god, Cedric is dead. Like,
Yeah,
Cedric
that's
has died.
Yeah.
And that's why it pisses me off when it gets to the Order of the Phoenix, when Umbridge is complete. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
when she says it was an unfortunate accident, and I'm like, no. And
wasn't
I'm like,
an
if I had been there, I would have been like, bitch, no. Voldemort killed him because
I would have been like sat beside
yeah,
Harry in that detention writing I must not tell lies. Like,
Because
I'm like,
I was reading something on Pinterest the other day, and it had been, what if Cedric hadn't have been the, you know, Hogwarts champion? What if it had been a Slytherin? And in the Goblet of Fire, it wouldn't have mattered who was a Hogwarts champion, if it was Slytherin, Hufflepuff, if it was another Gryffindor or a Ravenclaw.
Yeah.
No matter how prepared
would've
they
died
were, they would have
anyways.
died, because
Yeah.
that's the importance of the thing. It's
Yeah.
to start it off.
it's to show that like Voldemort is here to kill people. Like, he's here to like prove that he's
Which
got
will
power.
also spark a debate later on in the video.
Well,